Back again with another video, guys. In this video I'm going to show you how to automate the boring stuff that we would otherwise have to manually put in each and every time we have to edit some data. And in this video I'm going to show you how to automate the boring stuff like Notepad using Python 3. And without any further ado, let's just jump right into the coding. So here is the folder, and this is what I'm gonna do. This is my txt file. As you guys can see, this is very used file of 8 megabytes, and I have to make changes into this thing, host id ptc host id. So this is the thing that I need to make changes within this txt file, and wherever that is, I would have to type in my pc id or host id, whatever. So for that, if I were to put that manually, I would have to hit control F, and wherever that is a host, I would find next, and then I would have to put in the ID each and every time I hit control F, hit find next. And this is what I have to do otherwise otherwise manually. And I could skip this process, and I would use Python. And let's see how we are going to automate this boring stuff using Python. And it would take hours. If you were to put that manually into this txt file, it would take us hours or even days. As you guys can see, you know this is very big file. So I'm gonna head back to my coding, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to make a list. Okay, that list is going to be very useful. So I'm going to type in list, a variable called list. I'm gonna set it equal to empty list, and this is where I'm going to save my list. This is empty because I would have to first read this. Okay, first read this. Okay, and I need to paste some file, right? So for that, I would go into this copy path and absolute path. I'm gonna hit paste in here, and I'm going to make changes within this path, because it would not be able to understand what we have written unless we type in each and every time. So this is path, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just say r and as r. This is gonna read this txt file, and I'm gonna iterate for every line in this txt file. I'm going to r.read lines. This is my method, and I'm going to append I, and let's go ahead and print this, and there we go. And let's see what that exactly looks like. And this is my sig.txt is just empty file which I made because I'm going to write into this sig.txt, and sig.txt is the file that I need to make changes within. And now I'm gonna run that, and this is my list, and this is a very used list, and I'm gonna make use of that. So I'm gonna just get rid of that. I'm gonna head back to this, and I'm just going to do another list, new. Let's just call it new. I'm going to repeat for this list which I made right now. So for this, what I need to do, I'm going to iterate. If I find I, wherever I find host id .pdc, right? So what I need to do is host id pdc, and I would have to write in this. As you guys can see, there is host id.pdc. Let me see where that is. Hold on, guys. It would yeah, there we go. This is what we have to do. I'm gonna just copy and paste, right? So this is going to be copied from here and pasted here, and this is exactly what we are looking for. Let me see if there are variations within that. I observed there was one also there was other variation, and I'm going to mm, make changes within this program uh, accordingly. So I'm gonna just go back into this. I'm gonna just call a variable. I'm gonna iterate for each and every this string line with this string value with this. Okay, let me paste it. Paste. Wait. Okay, there we go. We have some mistake, right? And we have to pass two values because it takes two values, right? It takes two values. Replace a method takes two values, and we have to pass two things. So for that string value, what we have to do is just to paste in whatever ID that we want. Okay, and this is, yeah, let me just get rid of that real quick, and I'm gonna just copy this. Okay, copy this, copy and paste in here. We're good to go, and I'm going to paste in whatever ID I wanted. For example, I wanted this ID. Okay, this is the ID that I want there, so I will make changes. And there was other ID also, and there was also another line. There was different line, so I'm going to take care of that. There was another possibility, so I would have to type in another possibility condition for that one. If iteration I, okay, this thing, I'm going to paste the same thing. Not the same thing. Wait. Let me copy it from here. Copy and paste. Okay, copy. And there was another value. Okay, this string value has another value. Let me see. Okay, we are done with this, right? We're done. Okay, let me open it up. Let me go through this once and for all. Yeah, this is the value. This is different from what we used earlier, so I'm gonna just copy that and paste in here. And this is my string value once again, guys. So it's very important to make note of that, because if we cannot uh, cannot use strings, because we are just using a string values for identifying where that thing needs to go. So for that, that needs to be taken care of. Otherwise, we are going to end up with some error, undesired error. So I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, it takes two values, as we know, guys. So copy and paste, and instead of this ID is going to be replaced by whatever that thing was here. Let me just hit paste, and there we, okay, host ID was different, right? So host ID, instead of that host ID, okay, there we go. Now we are going to paste this, copy and paste. If this is the line, then we have to, instead of this, what we're gonna do is host ID this. So we need to make change. We need to make change in here also. So I'm just gonna copy this from here. Copy. No. There's. I'm just gonna copy it from here, right? Copy and paste. Space. And let me see. It's okay. Everything seems okay me at the moment. So I'm just gonna go. And there's also one possibility, right? We have to write the garbage. What I mean by garbage is that we have some text or string values that we usually that we usually don't deal with in this program. So we have to also use that garbage. Otherwise, uh, it's going to give us host ID PDC, which we usually don't want. We want all the text, okay, along with this change. So I'm gonna end up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call else, and I'm going to set n is equal to iteration I, and after that I'm going to append a new dot append I. New dot append not I, and okay. So let me see, and this is done. And now coming to the we are done with the reading part and also modifying. And now what we have to do is get back to writing. So for that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just repeat this process. Instead of reading, I'm going to write and make changes in that set.txt file, which is just empty file which I made just a minute ago. And then I hit and copy and paste. Instead of R, we need to use a W because we are just writing. And instead of this segregates text, we need to set it equal to sed, because this is the file, this is the absolute part of the file where we need to make changes, within, and now and there are some possibilities of we need to take care of while we are coding, because it comes in handy, because this is just the brain, and this is the method for every file that you find out that you will find out in txt file. There's going to be some differences, right? You have to make note of that, and you have to code accordingly. This is just the one way out of many to accomplish the same. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand in much better way, and so I'm just for I in new, this is my list, right? That was my empty list, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write I, because I want the garbage stuff. And now I need to account for the, I need to account for the spaces, that are within this uh, txt file. And I'm gonna head back to this, and I just noticed a trend, like there was a three spaces, three slash then n at the end of the each line, and starting with sometimes starting with the slash t. Slash t stands for 8 spaces, and as we can see, this is slash t and slash triple slash n at the end of the each line, and sometimes we have hashtag slash and things like that. So we need to account for that as well in the coding. So I noticed, and this is accordingly what I noticed. This is the trend, and what we need to do is, if you guys need to have a proper understanding of a string, if you want to go further with this understanding. And it took me a while to figure this one out, but yeah, it would be faster, it would be faster than otherwise you go, because you would have to put in manually each and every time you find host id pdc, which is quite cumbersome process, and we don't want that to happen to any of you guys. So I'm just gonna do this, and this is equal to, I noticed this trend, and I'm gonna just slash, and which is just a new line, right? So now I'm going to w dot write, okay, and this is just a space, right? I'm just gonna copy and paste, right? Copy and paste, copy, no. So let me write one more. There's one more possibility, and this is the same possibility that we talked about, and this is just slicing of the string value, right? This is slicing that we're doing right now, and sometimes we find slash t at the end of the each line, or sometimes we don't. Doesn't matter, okay? A w dot write slash t, right? Slash t, okay. I'm just gonna copy and paste, right? Copy this and paste, copy this and paste, copy this and paste, copy this, paste. And let me just get rid of this, okay. Now what I need to do, put in the condition, okay? And now for this thing, what I need to do is this is just backwards slicing. If you guys don't know what I mean, you can just refer to the videos online. There are so many resources to learn from. You guys can have access to it every time. And this is -1 for reversing, okay? And just there is another possibility. Let me see. This is a -1, -5, and there is -1. Okay, in reverse order, steps of 1. And there was another possibility 0. At the start of the each line we have hashtag t, hashtag n, and so on, right? There's so many possibilities to deal with, and you would have to make changes within the code accordingly. Otherwise it would show us error, and the code that we made, that we make, will have no effect on our output, right? And we want output. And now we're done with this, and now I'm gonna just say I noticed this trend, and this is one of many trends that I noticed within the txt file, which comes in handy whenever you have to type in, right? And now coming on to this, and I noticed also triple slash n. Okay, accordingly I will make change, and then I noticed n, and there I go n. I also noticed t, and there we go. And now I'm just gonna run this program just to see if it's working. And once I'm done running, it would make changes to this host ID as follows. There are two string values. For each one I made this condition, right? And now let's run this program, and let's just see what this code is going to look like at the end. And this is finished with exit code 0. And let me just see the empty file which I made, right? And now it's saved. As you guys can see, it was 0 KB, now it's 8.14 MB, and the file we started with had 7.9 megabyte or something. So let's just open it, and let's just see. Ctrl+F, and now we have, let me copy and paste, right? Copy and paste. And now as you guys can see that we wanted this id in front of this txt, in front of this string value, and for every value that we have in this txt file, we have this value. Otherwise we would have to put in this value manually, which is quite cumbersome. A lot of people might manually do that, but I'm not the kind of guy who likes to do this boring stuff. I would rather utilize my time automating the stuff than doing the things manually. It could take you guys a couple of months, even if it was data of gigabytes. It would take you months to do that, trust me guys. Or even if it would even take you lifetime, it would cost you a lifetime. So it's better to automate the boring stuff with Python or some other programming languages that you have that you can get your hands on. So with that being said, I hope you like this video, and if you guys did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and subscribe to my channel, like this video for defeating the evil YouTube algorithm or whatever. And hopefully we'll meet in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay blessed wherever you are. Yeah, and that was the goal, right? Bye.